And you can always tell an amateur, but you can't tell them much. Now, what was it?
She was telling me about the wood.
This is Padauk.
Okay.
You ever heard of that? It's not spelt like Padauk, it's spelt like knick-knack, paddywhack.
Okay.
P-A-D-U-A-K
Okay.
is pronounced Padauk. And it comes in various colors, like sometimes it's reddish, sometimes it's orangish, but it changes colors over time. So that when I first got this years ago, it was redder than this.
Okay.
And this strip of wood here is not this. This is walnut.
Okay.
And we had this put in there because it's a moat. It acts as a buffer in temperature changes for winter and summer.
Which is what I've been telling you about your table.
Why is your table weirding out on you?
I want to put a nice black strip like this around it.
That's okay. Are you a woodworker?
No, but
We could get it done.
Oh,
we have some access to some real carpenter type people, and I just thought it
I
would.
call them woodworkers.
Okay.
They really love that.
Okay.
You know, even if what they do is pound nails. I used to take in amateur chessboards, and here was the test. I leaned them up against the chimney that wasn't on, and after it hadn't sold for a while, 3 or 4 months, instead of being perfectly flat, it'd be slightly curved, or concave or convex, depending on which side of the board you got turned over. And I told the guy, I said, you know, you did a beautiful job on this when you brought it in, but you didn't know that the glues that you used were the wrong glues. Certain glues can't take that pressure. And the woodworkers in Grand Rapids and Vermont and places like that, they know what the right glues are. And they ain't talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Wow.
they're out of work, you know.
Yeah.
But in a way that's good, because when I sell the boards to my customers, I said, you'll be glad you got this one because it'll stay flat.
Yeah.
Whereas if you got one for $400 somewhere else and it went bad, are you going to drive clear across the country or mail clear across the country to get the right one? No, because the guy is all of a sudden not going to have an address for you anymore. He never wants to see you again.
Yeah.
So,
No, George has his set up in his office, and he plays at it almost every night. But I just
well, that's because
I have to spiff it up a little
he's
bit.
psychotic, you know, just like all these chess guys. Just like chess guys talking to each other. They say the same stuff, but everybody that's been around for more than 10 minutes understands them.
Yeah.
When we're talking about books or what to study or how the time controls or any of that sort of stuff, everybody understood everybody else.
Now there's stuff down there about different named strategies if you're looking
Are you talking about here or over
on the
here?
bookshelves.
Are those your books there?
These are Thinker's Press books, the first 2 shelves. There might be a few over here. Others are books that I borrow from my own library.
Oh.
In fact, I'm looking for one right now. These are books I really like a lot. I've got a lot of other books upstairs besides the ones behind you there.
Okay, I'll move. You
No.
can come over.
I just didn't get them moved.
Where are the chess sets that you were?
These, like, Deadly Checkmates by John Nunn.
That's a good book.
You got it?
No. it's one of the ones on the wish list, but wasn't sure yet.
Well, I tell you, these books here, I think all of them are for sale. The books over here are not so much for sale unless you hit my greed spot.
You're hard to beat. Sorry.
Well, I guess George has not seen enough degradation in his life, huh? I played him chess when he was 14 years old.
I made the mistake of challenging him to a tournament when he went to the Fisher Spassky World Championship match, and he came back about 300 points stronger.
When I talked to Bobby Fischer, I didn't go up there and interrupt him. He came over to ask me some questions, which, because he was not real fond of journalists, mostly because they got their facts wrong.
Mm-hmm. See, this is
So he was.
Okay.
I never had a problem with Fisher. You hear about all these problems, but I found that most of the people asked him questions that would have pissed me off. Yeah. George was a lot of fun. He came over to the Hauberg for a little while.
what? Hello, Chess Club?
Yeah, the Elwood Chess Club. And I like George for a couple of reasons. One is he was from Davenport.
Yes.
And I went to St. Ambrose, so I was in Davenport.
Okay.
And I got married down in Keokuk, but we moved up here and generated a few kids. And then George was around at the time. Then he goes off to school. We never saw him after that.
I came back a couple of years, and
He came back a few
I think we tied for a Davenport championship one
times.
time.
That I don't remember.
And I think that you ended up winning it by some
I have a Davenport trophy, but it's the only one that I know of, and I don't even think George was around at that time. So
No.
Where's your stack,
On the
sir?
chair right over here. On the other
Right
side
over
of the
here.
table.
Oh, okay.
Want me to put them on there?
Yeah.
All right. Nate must have gone outside, smoked or something.